So let me see today a new topic, that is service load balancing architecture. So the name itself talks about the service load balancing architecture, talking about, if you observe carefully, the previous architectures, whichever we have discussed, the four different architectures. The first one talks about the workload, which is deals with the load balancer. The second one talks about the resource pooling, where it is managing whenever we require the resources. Dynamic scalability also done with the help of the load balancer, where whenever the scalings, horizontal or vertical scalings, has take picture, then we have to take care of this dynamic scaling architecture. And elastic resource capacity, as well as deals with the enhancement of the resource pooling. With the help of that, it is going to be done this. And the next architect talks about the service. Whenever the load balance is taking care, for what purpose the load balance, for what purpose the resource pooling, for what purpose the dynamic scalability, and for what purpose this elastic resource capacity is. For the main use of this one is for making use of service, right? So this service, with the help of load balancing, how it will be act, and without the load balancer, how the service will act. That the two things we can be seen in this architecture. Let me have start with this. The service load, the main purpose, service load balancing architecture is the for purpose of workload distribution has done already. Now to make sure to gear it specifically for scaling cloud services. Gear it in the sense like we are going to be controlling whenever it is required. We can go for top level, that is we can go for the over utilization, we can go for not required under utilization, to make sure to gear to control that scaling cloud services implementation part. This service load balancing will take care. So you are providing the service with respect to the balancing of the workload distribution. Now here we are going to have the redundant deployments of cloud services, because to provide this is will be have a load balancing. Definitely we required this redundant deployments can be added to the dynamic distribution workload, so that any service will be breakdown, have make some any fluctuations over there, then automatically this redundant deployments which is done in the dynamic workload distribution workload has to take care of that to balance this load. And this duplicate, that is redundant in the sense the duplicate cloud service implementation are organized in resource pools, because definitely, because we want to make service means to have access that one, definitely we want the resources. Example, if you want to transfer the money in the phone pay, definitely we want the resources. What are the resources? The smartphone. Now while the load balancer is positioned as either as a external or as a built-in component. If you are using built-in component via load balancer, the services are going to be provided. If it is external, you may or may not be use this load balancer to control, to make the gear of the services has to provide it. Now this either external or built-in component, these load balancers can be positioned to allow the host servers to balance the workload themselves. So what is the main purpose of this is, previously in the workload or in the dynamic scaling, we are going to having a load balancer between the cloud consumer and cloud provider. Now here we are making sure that the load balancer is positioning as either the external or built-in. It depends on our requirement. Okay. Now see the architectures, how the graphical representations will be look like is, if you see this is the cloud consumer service provider, service consumers, and here are the providers, right? So this is the providers CP, and this is CC, cloud consumers. Now between that we have the load balancer. Now here whatever the request is coming from here, equally it is distributing. So see, it is a totally 6. Everyone has sharing 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1. 2 or the actual one, on another the is virtual request. Now see the explanation part for this figure. The load balancer intercepts message sent by the cloud service consumer, exactly here the step 1 here, step 1. Now in the step 2 it is going to be forwarding. See the step 2 here, step 2, and this is the step 2, and here also step 2. If you observe closely in the figure, hope it is visible. Now here there is a 3 symbols, 3 colors. There is a red, yellow, green. Okay, which indicates the balancing, which indicates the workload processing horizontally scaled. This is going to be horizontally scale over this. This is the horizontal way. It is scaling from virtual server A, virtual server B, virtual server C. It is making some redundant of that deployments. The same service, cloud service A, cloud service A, cloud service A, same service are deploying, making it redundant of that deployments in the different the virtual servers. The dotted lines indicates is the duplicate point of that. Once the request is there, the duplicate point whenever it is have done any uh, the frustrations or any breakdowns has happened, it has to take care further. This is how will be act as a load balancing over this. So this scaling is very important. Based on that scaling only, the amount of pay per use or cloud service utilization monitoring, everything will be taken. Coming to the second figure in this one, between the cloud service, there is a consumer CC and the cloud providers, cloud service providers. There is no load balancer. Directly, the cloud consumers directly making the request directly here. That is what it is saying. Cloud service consumer request or send to the cloud service A on virtual service, that is virtual server A. This is the first one. The second is once it is done, the cloud service implementation includes built-in load balancing, because here there is no external. Here there is no external load balancing like in the previous figure. Here the building where it is available in here itself virtual servers, it is directly available built-in load balancing logic that is capable of distributing the request to be to the neighbor cloud service A, neighbor cloud service for this one is virtual server B, neighbor for this one is virtual server C, implementing on virtual server B as well as on C. So here this figure is external load balancing and this figure is internal load balancing over there. So all are going to be connecting to each other. But here there is no connection because there is here if you see cloud virtual server A, virtual server B to C, there is no connection. But in this one, there is a connectivity between virtual server A to this and virtual server A to virtual server C. Okay. And coming to the mechanisms, as part of we are discussing for every architecture, the purpose, the followed by the graphical representation, how the architecture will works, followed by the mechanisms. So here we have three mechanisms in this service load balancing architecture. The first is cloud usage monitoring. As I said, you whatever the requesters, that is the instances you are going to be creating for that, take care of that at runtime. Someone has to monitoring based on how the service is fulfilled, how the requests are going to increasing, or what happening for that. So we have to take care with the help of this mechanism, cloud usage monitor. The second is the resource cluster. Like as I said, you here active to active cloud the cluster groups are going to be incorporated to help the balance workloads across different members of the clusters. The meaning of here is we are going to be making here the requests are going to be making the groups of that virtual server A, virtual server B, virtual server C. Some group of requests, some group of things has to monitor or balancing by virtual server A, some other balancing by virtual server B, some other monitoring by virtual server C. The third is a replication. Definitely, it is a redundant when you are deploying the redundant way of the cloud services over there. Definitely, this has to be implement a proper way to fulfill this service. So the replication mechanism is utilized cloud service implementation in load balancing request. So as part of this service load balancing, we have discussed the main objective is whatever the workload distribution has done, it has to be geared specifically for scaling the cloud service implementation. That is the main objective. So we have seen built-in the external load balancing, how the figure look like, the built-in load balancing, how the figure look like, followed by the mechanisms, the three mechanisms, cloud usage monitor, resource cluster, and resource replication. So that's about the service load balancing. So if you have any doubts, let me have. Fine. So let me see today the another topic, that is cloud busting architecture. The name itself, busting of nothing but is like a packing of that jam. It is going to be packed over there. So this cloud packing of that jam of this architecture, how it will be make sure of the packing over this. It's a very simple, smallest architecture. So this cloud busting architecture established a form of dynamic scaling that scales or bust outs. That is, it can be how make as pack or it's going to be how scale out on premises basis, on premises IT resources into the cloud wherever this, whenever the predefined capacity thresholds have been reached. When it will be go for busting of this is when the threshold value of that predefined capacity, whatever it is there, it is exceeding for that one on premises of this IT resources, then it will be form a dynamic scaling to bust out. So this corresponding cloud-based IT resources are redundant, the pre-deployed, but remain inactive until the cloud busting occurs. After they're no longer required, the cloud-based IT resources are released and the architecture bust in back to the on-premises environment. So whenever it is threshold value is exceeding, then it's a scale out, that is bust outs of there until it is going to be have a copy of that redundant pre-deployed but remain in active until the cloud busting. And once it is going to be have inactive, then it is no longer will be there again, it will come back to the scaling, that is bust in back to the on-premises IT resource IT environment, that is for users use of for the next level. So this cloud busting is a flexible scaling architecture that provides the cloud consumer with the options of using cloud-based IT resources only to meet the higher usage demands. So the main objective of this is like it is a uh, automatic garbage collection we have in the JVM. The same process where we have make sure make sure of that threshold values are going to be increasing, make some free of the resources so that others can be used properly. That is a main thing. If you see, there is no way of this and directly before going to for the way graphical, let me see the graphical also. No graphical representation. See here we have the service consumer ABC, where it is taking off automated scaling listeners will be there. Now once the service A has done the job, now the second step is it is going to be make sure that when it is exceeding, the service consumer is consuming the service A, whatever it is coming from this, it will make sure, if you see the explanation part, an automated scaling listener monitors the usage on premises services A and redirects service consumers C request to A's redundant implementation in the cloud service A. So see here in this one, it is directly showing from here cloud service A, that is cloud service A, from service consumer. This is so service is redundant implementation in the cloud, that is redirect the service consumer C request to, because it is blocked here, it is going to be have exceeded the threshold. So consumer C request to service A's redundant implementation in the cloud, that is cloud service A. Once service A's usage threshold has been exceeded, a resource replication system is used to keep state management database synchronized. So to keep management of this, we are going to using this state management database, which is going to be synchronized, synced with the service consumer to service provider. Okay, so the figure shows whenever the consumer is sending the requests, when the service which is providing, it is going to be how the on-premises resources are exceeded, then it will be directly sent, will take care of by the automated scaling listeners, directly sent to the from this figure as part of the figure service consumer C to cloud service A. And coming to the mechanism, there is only one mechanism, that is the automatic scaling listener determines when to redirect the request to cloud-based IT resources, and resource replication is to maintain the synchronous link, that is between the on-premises and cloud-based IT resources in relation to state information. So this 1 and 2. So this automatic scaling listener will take care of that when to has directed the request directly from the service consumer to the cloud service. And resource replication is one of the another mechanism is used to maintain the synchronous between the database we are going to using, management database synchronizing between on premises and cloud based IT resources in relationship of this state information. So to balance of these two, we are going to be using this mechanism. So as part of this cloud busting architecture, main objective is we are going to be how make whenever the services, whatever it is coming from service consumer is exceeded, then we have to take care of that. We have to bust out for that and inactive. Once that is released, coming to back, next we have to bust in and make use of that on-premises IT resources. To do that one, this is one graphical representation how the automated the scaling listener has taken care of that whenever it is service threshold, that is usage of the service A usage threshold has been exceeded, how it will happen. And we are going to be seeing the mechanism. So we can say only one mechanism, that is resource replication, but also we can consider automated scaling listener also, when it redirects, when has to be redirect will take care by ACL, that is automated scaling listener. And RR, that is resource replication, is to maintain the synchronization between the on-premises and cloud-based IT resources. So this is about the two architectures what we have discussed, that is service load balancing architecture and the cloud busting architecture. So these two architectures we have seen in this one. So both are very simple architecture, very closely of this one. So next we have only left of the two architectures we'll discuss in the next part of this section.